Hey guys, I just wanted to pop on and show you what's doing well in the heat wave. I think I showed you this pot I got from Lowe's, and the Super Tunia Bordeaux, absolutely love it. And they've gone wild. As you can see, they've rebounded. I think I showed it to you when there were no flowers whatsoever. I trimmed out all the dead. But look at how well it's bounced back, guys. I can't get over it. They're beautiful. This is such a pretty color. And they seem to love the heat. Of course, I'm watering like crazy every single day and letting the pots, some of the pots, sit in water. And I'm sorry about the air conditioner, guys, but we're about 95 degrees. And it's not gonna shut off. But I thought I'd come out here and show you what's bright and beautiful. Here's a pot of coleus in a shady location. But coleus seems to love the heat. Again, it's getting a lot of water. And here are my petunias and my overwintered geraniums. And this is the really dark red that I love. Love this combination. Looks like I'm gonna have to trim the petunias a bit. They're doing really well. And let me show you on the other side. I have an amazing display of annuals. So annuals love this heat, guys. I feel like when this heat rolled in, they just all exploded. This is a very patriotic display here. But the plant that I rescued from my grocery store is also dark red, so I'm delighted about that. And some of my ageratum are blue, kind of a purpley blue. The first ones I showed you were this kind of pink color, and it looks like what they fade to white. So it's a very interesting ageratum mix. And apparently I planted a mix. I recently came across the seed package. I was only expecting blue, but here's a whole bunch of blue back here, the blue ageratum. But this geranium from seed is a winner. This is White Maverick. And boy, oh boy, is this a spectacular display. In fact, the hotter it gets in our heat wave, the happier these are. As long as I keep them watered. And these were just cuttings from my seedlings, so I'm thrilled that I was able to make a whole other pot. But I'm thrilled, guys, with the annuals. They really seem to like the heat. I just wish we had some rain on the forecast. My elephant ear bulbs are doing amazing. I have several pots of those around the yard, but they need a lot of water. They do love the heat though, and this one I moved from an area up in my woods down to the hosta bed on the lower level so we could enjoy it. My husband loves these. Aren't they beautiful, guys? I just think they're so spectacular. They really put on a show, and they do love the heat. I guess it's their tropical nature. Although I did have to move this to a shadier spot, this velvet red coleus is enjoying the heat as well. Isn't that gorgeous, guys? I think that's one of the prettiest coleus. If you've ever wondered about those coleus mixes, this is what you get. And I pulled out all of these. And I separated them out so they'd have a chance to grow, but they truly are a mix. They come up all looking green, and then it looks like we have some watermelon coleus here. And I love this one with the white in the middle. Not sure what the name of that might be. And we have some speckly ones back here. But it's a very interesting mix. Here's another one with white. And there seems to be an all green, so maybe that's a lime coleus. But I'm really excited. I'll have to find spots for all these. And of course, right now, I'm keeping everything watered well. I decided to redo the pots near the polytunnel. They were completely overtaken by time. and I basically had no dirt left in them. They were just thyme. So I wrestled with those and got the thyme out, and I planted Midnight Masquerade Penstemon, which is a perennial, and I put in some beautiful marigolds. I'm not sure what kind these are. They're just sort of a French marigold. And those are fairly new, so they don't look their best yet. But I'm excited that I have a perennial flower in there. I think it's gonna be really nice. And here's my other one over here. And here's some more geraniums. They need a little bit of deadheading, but they're going gangbusters in this heat. And of course I love a nice pop of color here in front of my growing beds here, and boy oh boy do vegetable plants go crazy when the heat rolls in. And these are squash plants. They're zucchini, and I do have a couple of squash in here. Let me show you. I have a zucchini growing down there. That's a great looking one. It grows quite a bit every day, so by tomorrow I should probably be able to pick it. And it's got another one growing back there behind that stem. So these have done really well. And of course my tomatoes are all full. They're all putting out bracts of tomatoes everywhere all over the place. And it looks like I have some that are even turning back here. Let me try to get you back here to look. Some of them are even starting to turn. So I think these are Sun Gold Select 2. And the first one I tasted was really delicious. Here's a big marigold plant. This is a Mission marigold, so it's a really tall variety. So I'm excited to see that. And guys, these beds in the middle of my yard are really a challenge to keep water. I have to lug up watering cans or lug a hose from all the way in the back. And that's a long way to go. So it's a challenge to keep these beds watered. But over here I have more tomatoes, and I have some peppers, and I have dahlias mixed in. These are some cosmos, and they're just starting to put on a little bit of size, but they're pretty wispy. I think they need a lot more water. But things are doing pretty well with a lot of watering. The things that are not doing well are things like hydrangea. My hostas are looking a little droopy, even though I do try to water them. I had to pull out a lot of things from my rustic garden bed, so it's looking kind of sparse, but I did put in some more cuttings of coleus over here, and all the way through I've got pops of that really beautiful chartreuse. Here's another one over here. And I popped in some seeds, guys. I've got some butternut squash seeds, and as you can see, they're all coming up. So I should have some really pretty vines that will help shade this soil and protect it, because right now it really dries out quickly with nothing on top. Around this little tomato cage, I've planted some beans, which will of course add some nitrogen when they die back. And I did plant 2 little zucchini plants here, because we do get squash bugs, and when my big zucchini get taken out, as they always do, I will have some smaller zucchini going. So we'll see how that goes. I have some cages on there protecting it while it's young from my marauding rabbits. But this is sort of a transition stage, and once these vining plants and beans grow in, I think it's going to look a lot nicer. But a lot did get ripped out and changed, and that's just how it goes with a garden bed with flowers. And you see what does well for you. But it is looking, there's a lot of bare soil, which I'm going to try to cover with maybe some more vining beans. And here's a couple of tubs of zucchini. They're doing well. Also getting a lot of water from me, but they do love the heat. No zucchinis yet, but it's just starting to put out its flowers. This batch of zucchinis gets a little less sun than the first batch I showed you. And my beautiful fig trees are looking well. They love the heat of the summer. I have one there and one there. I've already got some spaghetti squash. I have about 4 or 5 of them growing already. It's done really well. And the fruit production has slowed down in the heat wave, but it set 5 fruits about 2 weeks ago. And the plant's working on growing those bigger. So there they are. They're not yellow yet, but they will be. So I'm looking forward to having some spaghetti squash in the fall. The canna lilies took off after looking absolutely horrible and almost getting ripped out this spring. They were really attacked by pests. In fact, you can still see a lot of holey leaves here. You can see how when they're rolled up, something ate right through it. But the newer leaves seem to be a lot tougher and maybe out of reach of some of those pests. And because they're a tropical plant, they're enjoying this heat. Let me bring you around here and show you one more thing. I do have some marigolds doing really well here in the triangle garden, but I was able to plant some candy roaster squash. And I didn't think these seeds would come up. I have one down there, and I have 3 over here, and I'm trying to keep those watered so they get a good start. But I wasn't expecting them to come up. The seeds were about 2 or 3 years old, and I just decided to take a chance and put them in. I realized if I didn't plant them this year, they might really go over and not be any good by next year. So I popped those in, and they seem to like this spot. So guys, that's my update. I hope you're handling the heat wave okay wherever you are. I'm really struggling to keep everything watered until we get some rain. I think we're gonna have another week or so of these really high temperatures. As you can see, things like hydrangeas don't take it well. And they look better in the evening, but I am trying to keep them watered. So hopefully in about a week or so it's gonna cool down, and I'm really crossing my fingers for some rain. Thanks for watching my update, and I just wanted to show you what was enjoying the heat.